oh my God, like I live in Charleston, like maybe I'll be next. Like these girls are so thirsty in the comments that they think they're going to be Craig's next girlfriend. And that is just like so crazy for people to think that. Like it's wild. I'm just like, oh wow. It's just the delusion is real. But it was it was interesting for obviously like Paige to recognize like all this negativity that was coming her way, because if you're active on TikTok, you see that she's in the comments, so she's replying to these people in like the funniest way that like only gigglers will get. Like she commented on one guy's post like, see you in court. Well, the news ran with that and thought she was actually going to sue this man, but obviously gigglers know that's not what she meant. So it's just like, it's hilarious to see things like that go down. What is going on, guys? Happy New Year. Welcome back. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in like a little over a month. So I feel like there's so much to go over with you. But I hope you guys had a great holiday season. I know that I did. I'm so happy that it is over. I am ready for like a fresh start of 2025. And there's so much to look forward to this year. I mean, like, I'm just happy that we're in a new year. 2024 was such trash, well, for me. So I'm just like happy that we get like a refresh. So again, I hope you guys had a great holiday season. There is so much that happened over like the last month since the last episode that I released prior to the holiday. And I want to talk all about it with you guys. First and foremost, I do just want to say, obviously, so many people are aware of what is going on in California in regards to the fires that have like affected so many people out there. Myself, along with a bunch of other Bravo-centric Instagram accounts and creators, have started a fundraiser for the Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation. So if you are inclined to donate, anything is appreciated. You can go to the link in my bio, and we still have that up right now. And I'm not sure how long it's going to be active for, but it will be active through like the weekend. So just take a look at that if you feel inclined. I mean, it's absolutely devastating what's going on. I like all day long I'm on my phone, like looking, obviously, like TMZ, People, like just like all of these like news outlets. And I found myself so consumed by everything that was going on in California. I wasn't like paying attention to anything that was going on like in the Bravo reality TV universe. So again, any little bit helps, and it is very much appreciated. I mean, the fires are outrageous, right? Obviously, like it is devastating to see what's going on. I mean, in the Bravo universe alone, like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Boz, unfortunately had posted that she lost her beach house, and the caption that she had put on her post was like so devastating. This was like her I made it house. Like she was super excited to have all of her family and her friends be able to use it for whatever they wanted. And she did a slide of like just like memories from like being there, and like the last two slides were obviously of the home no longer even being there. Like it looked like it was just an empty lot, which is so sad. And what like got me was the fact that like she was driving and her GPS like said like your destination is on your left, but there was like nothing there. It was absolutely heartbreaking. Yolanda Hadid, obviously, again, from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, her iconic house that she had while she was on the show with like the glass refrigerator and, you know, like the refrigerator everybody wanted where everything was on display. That house is absolutely gone. It's crazy. And I mean, those are just two of the Bravo celebrities that I know that have been affected by it so far. I don't know if anybody else has, and they just haven't posted about it, but it's just crazy. Like, just to see all of it. So thoughts and prayers out to the people in California. Again, it truly is devastating, but let's move on to some happier and brighter topics for today. So again, like I said, guys, we haven't really talked since the beginning of December. The day after I recorded our last episode, I took a fun little trip to Cleveland to go see Paige and Hannah do their Giggly Squad show out there. And let me tell you, I said it once, I'll say it again. Giggly Squad is such a fun experience. So if you ever get the chance to go to a show, like, take it. It is just like, everybody is just there to have a good time, and like it's just so much fun. So made a little like day trip, overnight stay out of it with a couple of my friends, and we had an absolute blast. I did get the opportunity to see Paige and Hannah afterwards and love them so much. Like, they did not need to take the time out of their schedule, especially because we went to the 7:00 showing and they had another one at 10. So got to see them briefly in between their shows. So that was so much fun. And I got a little excited because I went to Cleveland on a Friday and I had come back home on Saturday. And the following week, I was leaving to go on another trip. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that afterwards. And I had gone to Charleston. I went for the opening of the By the Way restaurant that Craig and Austen had opened. I got super excited because I thought that like Paige was going to be at the restaurant opening. Obviously, it's like a big moment for Craig and all of that. Unbeknownst to me, that they had probably already broken up at that point. I have no idea. I don't know the like exact timeline because I only know like what was said on the Giggly Squad podcast and then what Craig had said on his Instagram story about this happening prior to the holidays. I was a little bummed because she wasn't, and that's okay. Obviously, we know what happened, but again, Giggly Squad, such a fun time. I got to see a couple of you guys there, and that is always so much fun. So they're killing it. I mean, they have a show coming up at Radio City. I think they're doing 2 days, and they're both, I think, sold out. Like, that's fucking wild. Like, good for them. So after that, a week later, again, like I said, I had gotten the chance to go to Charleston for the By the Way opening, and that was amazing. If you are in Charleston, definitely make it one of your go-to spots. It is beautiful in there. Like, you don't even feel like you're in Charleston. It almost had like a New York City vibe. And I believe this is the same group that they partner with at their restaurant in New York City, which is Carriage House, which I've also been to. And the food was amazing. The By the Way opening was so much fun from what I remember, because let me tell you, I think I was very much overserved, and that is nobody's doing aside from my own. I had a blast. Went down with one of my girlfriends. I got the chance to hang out with Maggie from Best of Bravo, and she went down with her sister. So we just had so much fun the day of the opening. And I was only in Charleston for one day. It was a Wednesday. I got there Wednesday morning, and I left Thursday, like late afternoon. So I made the most of it, and so glad that I did. We got to go to Bourbon and Bubbles for a drink before we headed over to the restaurant opening. Bourbon and Bubbles is Leva's restaurant, and I love it there. It's just like such a vibe. So that was so much fun. Get to the By the Way opening, and it was like anything that like I could have asked for. Like, I mean, Rodrigo was there from Southern Charm. Vanita was there. Obviously, Austen and Craig were there. Shep showed up. You got some of the Southern hospitality people that came and showed up as well. It was just like, I mean, it is what you would want a night in Charleston to be if you are a Southern Charm, Southern hospitality like fan, because the cast was there, and it was just overall such a good time. So again, By the Way, it is on Spring Street, kind of like behind Uptown Social. Check it out. Amazing drinks, good food, and just overall, like you won't be disappointed. So congratulations to Austen and Craig on that. And then that was my beginning of December. I mean, after those two like little trips back to back, it was like full holiday mode for me. And again, like I said earlier, I'm just like so happy that the holidays are over. But I mean, some other news that kind of like went down that I like didn't get the chance to talk with you guys about yet. And don't get me wrong, I am going to talk about the Craig and Paige breakup. I'm just going to kind of go in order of like what I haven't gotten to talk to you guys about just yet. So we'll talk about it in a little bit. So Lindsay Hubbard, we have the Hub Cub in IRL. She obviously had her baby. Her baby's name is Gemma Britt. So congratulations to Lindsay. That's like super exciting for her. And she just like, she's going to kill it as a mom. And I'm interested to see what her journey is going to be like on Bravo now that she has a baby, right? Because, I mean, what does the future of Summer House look like for her? Like, is she going to show up to the Hamptons with a pack and play? Like, who's to say? Like, who knows? I listened to a podcast that she was on with Jason Tartick, and it is, I don't know the name of his podcast, like the Money Mafia or something like that it might be called. I don't even. Trading Secrets. Lindsay Hubbard is on Trading Secrets with Jason Tartick. Fun fact, Jason Tartick is from Buffalo, which is also where I am from. And he really got into a discussion with her about like her future on Summer House. And it was a very good listen because it's something that's on everyone's mind, right? We all want to know like what Lindsay is going to do now that she has a baby. And she did say that I believe she's in talks of like what her future looks like, right? Because we don't know. Let's be real, guys. She's a mom now. Like, she's not gonna go back to the Hamptons full time. Like, at least I just don't see that happening, right? So she was very vocal that like she's proven herself for 9 years, like putting her life out there on the line. So there's got to be some type of space for her, like in the reality TV realm on Bravo, and I think that's what they're trying to figure out. Now, we know that she has Hub House Nashville, so, I mean, would she do something with that? Or, I mean, would they really, like, integrate her into, I mean, I know a lot of people are saying, like, put her on Roni. I just don't know if I see that happening. I don't know. I mean, I want to continue to see her on TV. Summer House is not going to be the fit, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. I'm sure we're going to find out, obviously, within the next couple of months before they go into filming this summer. I'm sure if she's not going to return, she'll make some type of exit announcement. I don't think anything new with her would be announced until like the end of the year or maybe even next. Who's to say? But so happy for her and the birth of Gemma Britt. She's such a cute baby. If you haven't seen her on Instagram, she's super adorable. And I mean, keep your eyes peeled for what's going to happen with Lindsay Hubbard, because I mean, we're all interested to see what's going to go down there. All right. So I didn't get to talk to you guys at all about the James Kennedy and Allie situation. So obviously, as you guys know, prior to the holiday, Kathy Hilton had a Christmas party, and it just kind of went off the rails for James after that. Now, I don't know where the two of them stand at this moment in time. Obviously, we did see that Allie was photographed moving out of the home, and she had posted that she was thankful for like the love and support that she was receiving. So I'm assuming that she is taking the time to kind of figure things out on her end. And we have seen an Instagram story apology from James, which is like the typical Instagram story apology that we get from these guys when like stuff like this happens. And I'm hoping that he's taking the time to work on himself and do what he needs to do to better himself for whatever is to come for him in the future, whether they get back together or not. He posted recently that I'm assuming it was that he is back in some type of program, because he had posted a photo of like chips that you receive when you go to something like that, I believe. I don't know. I have never been to anything like that. So I'm just assuming based off like what I've read that is what he is doing. But sending Allie nothing but love, because that was wild to see that had even happened, especially because like everyone was rooting for James and like the new number one guy in the group, and everything seemed like so good with him and Allie. And who's to say what even triggered this? I mean, this did come like maybe I want to say like a couple days after it was announced that Vanderpump Rules was like not returning for like their next season. So I don't know if it was just like I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I mean, I'm glad they're taking the time apart. So hopefully the two of them figure out what their relationship looks like in the future, if they even have one. I mean, more news that occurred. Obviously, everyone is so like anxious to see what is going to happen with the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I know I am. I mean, last season was such a freaking disaster. But I mean, I know that I have my faves that I want to see back. I know people don't agree with my faves. I don't agree with theirs. It is what it is. Obviously, we know we're not going to get all of the ladies back together that we had last season, but don't expect it anytime soon, obviously. I mean, Andy Cohen did an interview where he said that we aren't going to get a Real Housewives of New Jersey update for at least a year. So we're not even going to talk about it. That's the update. You're not going to have an update for at least a year. So who knows? Who knows? I mean, speaking of Jersey, did you guys see all of that crazy shit that was going on with Jennifer Aydin and Jersey Mike's? Like, this woman was like going after this employee at an airport, Jersey Mike's, and recording herself and then posted it to TikTok while she looked like a complete asshole. It was just so wild. It got to the point where the Jersey Mike's employee's daughter was making TikToks about Jennifer Aydin and the way that she was acting towards her mother. It was insane. Fast forward a couple days, Jennifer Aydin does like an interview, and I believe it was with Us Weekly, where she like doubled down on the way that she reacted toward this Jersey Mike's employee. Well, she's so crazy. She is one that I do not want to see back on television. I think we're done with Jennifer Aydin. I don't think we'll ever see her on Bravo again. I mean, that was wild. The fact that she doubled down on it, it was absolutely insane. And what I thought was hilarious is I was listening to Radio Andy, and they were talking about the Craig and Paige split and really saying that like Craig and Paige were the like first couple of Bravo, and like now that they are broken up, there is a new there's an open spot for it. And John Hill was like, "Oh, maybe it can go to Jennifer Aydin and Jersey Mike's." Like, that was crazy. Some people are a little too comfortable posting and like recording themselves doing stupid shit and then putting it on the internet. She left the video up too. Like, she really does not care what people think about the way that she acted. And then she was talking about how her husband's a doctor and how she's rich and famous. It was just absolutely insane. And I can't. She's fucking nuts, guys. She's so crazy. But I digress. Jersey, we're not going to be talking about for a while, unless something comes up with all of those people in the news. But who is to say? You guys are listening to this on Friday. Today is Thursday. The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9 reunion filmed today, Thursday. So if you're listening to this Friday, it filmed yesterday. And listen, I mean, I'm having a struggle with the Real Housewives of Potomac because I love so many of the ladies, and then I just really can't stand Mia and Jacqueline anymore. And don't get me wrong, I liked Mia when she was first on, but I don't know like what it is about her this season where I'm just like, I can't with her. And Jacqueline, I can't with her either. Like, it just, I want to see the Real Housewives of Potomac like move forward and kind of get back to what they were, but I don't think that's going to happen with Mia. It ain't going to happen with Jacqueline either. But what I am excited to see on the reunion is what they have to say about Karen Huger's DUI videos. Guys, those were the craziest things I have ever seen in my entire life. Now, I've watched them about 5 times. And let me tell you, because they were only releasing clips. And then the news station released the full 31-minute video footage of everything that happened. So like not just like a 2-minute clip here, a 2-minute clip there, like, and combine them. Like this was the full body cam like coverage. I spent 31 minutes of my time watching that full video. That shit was crazy. And I mean, like, just to point out some of the craziest moments from that body cam footage is like when she told the cop that, like, oh, when you Google me, you're going to regret this. And, oh, they call me the Grand Dame. And Andy Cohen, like, coined it that. And that she's Thomas Jefferson's concubine. And that she's very rich. And, like, just the craziest stuff came out of her mouth. And, like the word vomit, like, was absolutely insane. She's like telling the cop, like, ah, I hate you. Like all this stuff. And I cannot wait to see what the women say to her at this reunion about all of that. Now, she's already been charged with her case and that we're just awaiting sentencing. So I'm assuming that now she'll be able to talk about it at the reunion. So I'm really hoping that she does and that she doesn't hold back and use some lame excuse about like the legal process and blah, 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 blah. Because girl, now all we're waiting to see is like, if you're going to go to jail. And the fact that she really thought like, now guys, this is obviously like all like alleged, like that she thought that she was going to be vindicated and like all of this stuff. And it like, girl, do you really not remember? Like, I wonder if she really did not remember what happened. And then she saw the body cam footage and was like, oh shit, like I look like a fool. Because I was watching that body cam footage and I was like, damn, she is fucked up. Like she was crushed. I mean, it was just crazy. The fact that poor Ray was at the scene trying to help her, like, it was so crazy. And that is what I'm looking forward to most about this reunion. Because you know the girls are going to have a lot to say about it. And now they can actually talk about it. So, I mean, Karen, I saw someone post that, like, Whoopi Goldberg from Ghost meme where she's like, you in danger, girl. And they edited to say, like, you in danger, Karen. Because the girls are going to come for you. They really are. And let me tell you, I think this is going to be probably, with this content, one of the best Real Housewives of Potomac reunions. And I cannot wait for it to air. It's going to be crazy. It really is. I mean, God bless Karen. Like, Karen Huger is just, I mean, she's meant for reality TV. She really is. She kept telling the cop, I'm on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Like, you know, it's like one of those things. You know how like you think it's cringy when like famous people have to tell someone that they're famous? Like that was like it for me. Like this man like literally had no idea who she was. And she just kept like saying she was on the Real Housewives of Potomac. It was wild. Wild, wild, wild. So that, I mean, they're done recording the reunion as of today. So I'm excited to see what the reunion looks are going to be. I mean, it's keep your eyes peeled, guys, because I mean, as this stuff comes out, I'm going to share it with you. Real quick before we get into the Craig and Paige breakup and all of my thoughts on that. No surprise to anyone, Alexis Bellino announced that she's not returning to the Real Housewives of Orange County, stating that she wasn't asked back. Are you surprised? I am not. See you later. And keep it pushing. All right, guys. Craig and Paige. We have to talk about this. So, obviously, I am like the unofficial president of the Craig and Paige fan club. You guys know that like I just loved them as a couple. I think they are both so nice. I've gotten the chance to like hang out with both of them and they're just like both individually. I love them both together. I love them even more. So I was so bummed to find out about this breakup. I was also very shocked, right? And here is why. Because I always thought that they would either one of them would give in to moving or they would just be that couple that was just like so comfortable with the long distance that they would like keep it going. You know what I mean? Like it seemed like they were seeing each other so like all the time, like a couple days a week. And like in the beginning, it seemed to work with them. Clearly, I mean, I'm assuming it did not. And that was a big factor into the breakup because one didn't want to give in to the other in regards to moving. I don't know. I'm not in Paige's brain. I'm not like, I don't know exactly what her reasoning was for the breakup. Again, it does seem based off of Craig's Instagram story that she is the one that called it off with him prior to the holiday. And here I am over on TikTok making videos about this like secret engagement people were talking about. I looked like an idiot. I'm like, and then the next like 2 days later, they announced the breakup. So the rumors were swirling because Ben Soffer, who is married to Claudia from The Toast, said something on the Good Guys podcast about how Craig is Paige's future hubby. So the internet went wild with the fact that they thought that he knew some type of information that just was not let out on the internet yet. And people were going all over the place with the conspiracy theories that Bravo wasn't like going to allow them to announce their engagement until it played out on the show, which is absolutely insane. And I just didn't believe that there was any type of secret engagement. And that was the purpose of my TikTok, to make like, just to say that I didn't believe that there was any like validity to these rumors about a secret engagement, because I just think that they would allow them to announce it on their own time. 24 hours later, on Monday, December 30th, Giggly Squad drops an episode that I don't think any of us were expecting. Paige does a full 1 hour episode on Giggly Squad about her breakup with Craig and how they are like navigating everything. She had not one unkind word to say about this man. It was very respectful. She talked about how she like loves him and how she is just like kind of like navigating her life, and like all like it was very much so that like she just doesn't want to prioritize marriage and children, and she wants to focus on herself at this time. So, you know what? I give it to her. I'm sure it was a very oh, there's Craig right there. If you're watching this, his book is in my background. It very much seemed like it was like a tough decision for them. And obviously, if you look at the Instagram story that Craig had posted, he said that he was like shocked. He like couldn't believe that it happened. And now he has to go about like figuring out what his new normal is. He asked that everyone be kind to Paige and to himself and to others. And let me tell you, the people in the comments are crazy, because all these women are like coming like for Paige. And it's funny because it's just like, oh my God, like the amount of people that think that like you need to get married and settle down and have a kid is like absolutely insane, because you're a woman and you can actually like do whatever the fuck you want. And you don't have to go on like a biological time clock. It is absolutely crazy the amount of people that were against Paige's decision versus like for her and like supporting her. And some of these people in the comments, let me tell you, I keep seeing girls comment on these posts and they're like, oh my God, like I live in Charleston, like maybe I'll be next. Like these girls are so thirsty in the comments that they think they're going to be Craig's next girlfriend. And that is just like so crazy for people to think that. Like it's wild. I'm just like, oh wow. It's just, the delusion is real. But it was interesting for obviously like Paige to recognize like all this negativity that was coming her way, because if you're active on TikTok, you see that she's in the comments, so she's replying to these people in like the funniest way that like only gigglers will get. Like she commented on one guy's post like, see you in court. Well, the news ran with that and thought she was actually going to sue this man, but obviously gigglers know that's not what she meant. So it's just like, it's hilarious to see things like that go down. And she did a whole nother episode this week where she had like talked about like the kind of like backlash that she had received from the Breakup podcast. And she had addressed the rumors with Domingo. Oh my God, his name is Marcelo. Marcelo is Domingo from Saturday Night Live. And so she had addressed those rumors, and she had said like she had reached out to Domingo, and I need to stop calling him Domingo. His name is Marcelo. And so she had reached out to Marcelo and just like said, hey, like, just so you're aware, there's this crazy rumor that I cheated on my boyfriend with you. And Marcelo was like, fuck yeah. Like he was just like down for it. And if you listen to Giggly Squad, you know that Marcelo and Hannah are actually really good friends, and he somehow ended up on Hannah's bachelorette trip in Miami a few years ago, and that's where like him and Paige met, and like he was all like Taylor Strecker was there, like all these like influencer podcast girlies were like all on this trip, so it was just crazy. Like the rumor mill was flying, and like I love that she just like addressed it right away, and like she did. Listen, she's thriving, and even Andy said on live with Andy Cohen on Radio Andy, he said like her career right now is like she's exploding. Like she's doing so many big things. Craig is doing so many big things, and there was nothing nefarious that happened in this relationship to cause the breakup. No one cheated. There wasn't like any type of scandal. It really just seems like it was two people whose time was up and maybe didn't want to waste any more of each other's time, like knowing that like they maybe want to go in a different direction is what I'm assuming. I don't know. These people don't tell me what the reasoning is behind it, but I'm just going off of like common sense. So I think some of you guys really should probably have some common sense too, because the comments I'm seeing are insane. But I wish them both nothing but the best. I love them both so much. Again, both have been like nothing but kind to me. You can be a fan of Paige and you can be a fan of Craig together, but you can also be a fan of both of them separately. And that's how I think that we should move forward in this, because it really is like getting crazy out in these streets watching the comments. Like, it's wild. But I mean, what are you going to do? Listen, like not every relationship is going to last. So I always made the joke on Instagram that like Craig were mom and dad. So like my group chat was on fire when the breakup happened. And my friends were like, oh my God, what's your new thing going to be? Like the fact that you're like a product of like a broken home. And I was like, that's exactly what I'm going to run all the way with that. So, I mean, listen, Watch What Happens Live did like an in memoriam of Craig and Paige, and I almost lost it at that. I was like, oh my God, the people are crazy. Like, it really was just so funny. Now I have all of these things like over on my Instagram, and I have a clip from Paige's Giggly Squad episode over on my TikTok. You can see like Craig's statement, the in memoriam from Watch What Happens Live, all over on my Instagram page. That's at Bravo by Gays, obviously. So make sure to check that out. And we got the Summer House trailer, since we're talking about Craig and Paige. We got the Summer House season 9 trailer, and I am so ready for Summer House to return. Now, here's the thing. We still have to watch Craig and Paige together on the rest of this season of Southern Charm, and we have to go through a whole season of Summer House with them together. So the ending of us talking about Craig and Paige is not over, but how we will move forward is how they are acting on the show. I'm not going to talk about them out like I'm going to talk about them how they are on the show and take out the fact that they are already broken up and just kind of go with what we're watching. So I know I'm going to have to send Bravo my freaking therapy bill, because the fact that I have to go through probably 5 or 6 more months of this is like, I mean, it's traumatizing. It really is. But Summer House season 9 trailer, we got some newbies, guys. We've got Lexi, I believe Lexi Wood. And don't get me wrong, because I saw a lot of like stories online. I think she used to date Brooklyn Beckham, if I'm correct. I mean, I don't know if that's true. Who's to say? But we do have her, and then we have a newbie. I believe his name is Imrol. So we got a guy, we got a girl. I'm excited to see what's going on. It's going to be so good. I literally cannot wait. That is going to be back on Wednesday, February 12th. So, I mean, get ready to talk about it, guys. They're back. I mean, I hear Wes like has a little bit of a rough start because he was scared, I'm assuming, after last season, so he comes in quiet. Jesse is in the mix. Everyone's been saying Jesse has a lot of explaining to do for the way he acted this season. I'm assuming something goes on with him and the newbie Lexi. I don't know what to expect from this guy Imrol. They kind of like portrayed him to be like a fuckboy in the trailer. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I mean, listen, take me to the Hamptons because I am ready for it. Guys, season 3 of The Traitors. Oh my God, I'm so excited that The Traitors is back. If you're not watching it, what are you doing? I've talked about The Traitors every year that it's been on since season 1. And I mean, you don't want to miss this show. Catch up on Peacock. You don't have to watch the first 2 seasons in order to kind of understand what is going on. You can start with season 3 if you want, but I highly recommend season 1 and season 2. Amazing television. Now, Peacock has dropped the first 3 episodes. Now, again, I'm recording this on Thursday. They drop at 9 p.m. and I am going to binge watch all that. That is my plan for the evening, is to watch all 3 episodes of The Traitors. And I cannot wait to see Sierra. I can't wait to see Dorinda. Like, I think Dorinda is going to be so good at this game, but I also think Dolo is going to be so good at this game as well. I mean, Tom Sandoval, I don't really care how he is. Like, the promo for it, the fact that, like, Nikki Bella was like, oh God, that's Tom Sandoval, I'm not even saying hi to him, was absolutely hilarious because obviously everyone remembers him from Scandival. So it's going to be so good to watch. I literally cannot wait. Guys, last but not least, we finally got the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion looks, and the girls look good. The girls look good. Bronwyn is my favorite. I think she looks amazing. I mean, they all look good. Whitney looks amazing. I mean, Angie K is another. I mean, Angie K, Whitney, and Bronwyn are in my top 3. It'll probably go Bronwyn, Angie K, Whitney, like in that order. But the girls look amazing. Salt Lake City is killing it. The fact that next week is the season 5 finale is like devastating, but then we get 3 weeks of reunion. And so we're not getting rid of them just yet. We still have some time with the Salt Lake City ladies, but I do not want them off of our television screens. Let me tell you how crazy I thought Wednesday's episode was, because it was absolutely insane. Now, Brittany Bateman, I think, is the most like delusional person on this planet, but I never want her to leave my television. She is so crazy. Guys, the amount of TikToks that I have had to see her like post, like she's taken that Wicked sound, like I have an announcement, to the next level. It makes me not want to watch Wicked. Like, it is so crazy, but I love her. She's insane in the best way. I absolutely 110% need Brittany Bateman to have a snowflake next season, because she really, I think she's bringing it, right? So this past episode was wild. Like, the ladies go absolutely insane over the fact that Brittany is recording them. Brittany makes up all these crazy stories about how she wasn't recording them, and she was trying to send a video to her daughter because she got a 100 on her test. So she was trying to take a video of her like out the window with the peace sign, and she didn't know that if she held down the button, it was recording audio as well. And I'm not going to lie to you, like, that sounds so crazy. You're taking a video, but you don't think it's going to record audio. But I truly believe that she believes that. Like, I believe that she believes what she was saying, that she didn't know that she was recording audio. You know what I mean? Like, she's just so crazy. Like, I just think that yeah, but okay. I wouldn't have yelled at her the way that the girls did. Meredith went insane. The way, you can leave, get out, you're a liar, you gotta go. Like, I thought she was gonna pop a vessel in her head because she was so crazy upset. But I was obsessed with it. They all got so mad. And here's the thing. I understand why they were mad, because they're still triggered from last season with Monica Garcia. They probably thought that she was recording their fight and she was going to send it to like a blogger or like a gossip page or something like that. Understandably so. But also, like, it was so funny when Andy was talking about it on Watch What Happens Live, because he was like, do you girls not know that like you're being recorded now? Like you're filming a reality TV show. So like what she's recording is already being recorded. Like, I don't know if the girls got mad because they thought maybe she was going to use it to like expose the show or like hold it against them for blackmail, but like it's already coming out on television. Like it was just extra crazy. But like in the best way. Like the fact that Brittany got off that bus like hyperventilating, like she could barely breathe while she was crying. Whitney went to go check on her. I felt bad for her because, like I said, I really think that she believes the stuff that she says. But what took the cake for me is that like towards the end of the episode, they were kind of talking to her again about like why they thought her recording them was like a bad like thing. And God bless Mary Cosby, because Brittany was sitting there quiet, and Mary was like, Brittany, why are you so quiet down there? And Brittany had said that she was just like isolating and like she just like was taking it all in. And Mary was like, why? Because you got caught? Why? Mary in the Sprinter van also was like, yeah, Meredith, get her. Like it was just such good television. But I can't. It really was. Salt Lake City does their best work in Sprinter vans. Like, I can watch a whole miniseries on them just driving around in a Sprinter van fighting. Like, give that show all of the awards, Emmys, Oscars, CFDA awards, like give them all of it because they deserve it. But going back to the end of the show, when they were talking to her about recording, and Brittany goes, well, there's one thing I haven't come clean about on this trip. And everyone was like, oh God, like, what is she going to say? Like, what is she like? Who's to say, like, did she record something else? Like, was she taking pictures of us? Like, nobody knows what's going on. And she goes, Jared and I have had a physical relationship. Girl, be fucking for real. Everybody knows that. Like, how are you going to go from that moment of all of them going after you for talking about recording them, and then you're going to, she always brings it back to something about her. All her announcements, the what about me, like now this, and like it's not what you were expecting to come out of her mouth, but it was absolutely hilarious. And those are the things that make me absolutely love Brittany. So again, I will say it with my whole chest, give her a snowflake for season 6. She absolutely deserves it. And while we're at it, can we put Maylee's face on a milk carton? Because where the hell has she been? I think she was in half an episode this season. Justice for Maylee. I don't even know if that's how you say her name, because I don't think that they've had a chance for her to actually say her name. Girl, I mean, I've said it on a couple episodes before. She has a full cast photo and like bio on the website. So she fully was supposed to be a friend of. So they must have just cut her out in the midst of editing everything and putting this show together. But it's absolutely insane. I'm like, where is she? Missing woman alert. Like, I follow her on social and I don't even think I've seen her post anything. Like, it's just, I mean, I'd be pissed if I went through all of that, a photo shoot, all the filming, and then you're only on 35 seconds of the show. If that, like, girl, I mean, that sucks. Sucks to be her. But again, so I'm pissed that it's coming to an end. Like, I don't want it to be over. Oh, and Bravo just released the reunion seating chart for the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Obviously, you have Andy in the center. And now to his... Okay, so the first 2 seats. So it's Andy, Giselle, Ashley, Kay. And then it is Mia, Wendy, and Stacey. Okay, where's Karen? Is she not at the reunion? Oh my God. Is Karen not at the reunion? Oh my God, guys. This is insane. I mean, that's what I got for you this week, guys. Listen, if your friends love Bravo, send them the link to the podcast, invite them to come over and join the party, and make sure that you're rating, reviewing, subscribing, doing all of the things. Again, not to just to kind of direct you guys again, we have that Los Angeles Fire Department fundraiser that we are doing over on Instagram. So again, if you guys are able to donate and support, we would absolutely appreciate that. But with that said, I hope you guys have a great upcoming week. I will talk to you guys next week, and go Bills.